Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, we've got the latest on shoes in WWE. There are some vignettes that have been running over the weekend that got people talking about WWE and shoes. No, this is not a new collaboration with the Jordan brand.
Oh, shucks. If it was sneakers, I'd be really excited about it. But I saw the vignettes. It's all dress shoes.
It's all dress shoes, and I know you don't really care about dress shoes.
No, dress shoes aren't comfortable.
I'll
Can't play basketball in dress shoes.
I don't have a pair of dress shoes.
Really?
I
Not
use
a single
Chucks. I use Chucks for my dress shoes, because they're like, Steve, that rebel. Anyways, we're also going to talk about Smackdown, where we've got a heel turn, good old-fashioned heel turn. And oh boy, the Collision Cowboys will be happy because Steve is back with his Collision Cowboy review.
Oh, wow.
Very excited. How excited are you for the Collision Cowboy review?
I know you're excited, so I guess in that sense I'm excited slightly.
Hey, there was a big money match for the main event this week.
That's true.
They announced, they announced something kind of, Hangman had a promo. Like, they dropped a Hangman promo where he's like, Samoa Joe, when I find you. And I'm like, he was just on Dynamite.
I know.
So I'm going to talk about that. I'll clue you in to what happened on Collision. But first, let's talk about shoes, Larson.
Shoes. So there is these vignettes that will be posted on social media of just people walking in dress shoes.
Not
so
people.
They do.
I mean, it was just a close-up on the feet.
Yeah,
so
the
we don't
shoes.
even know who the
simply
hell
shoes.
it was. Yeah.
So anytime there's like mystery vignette situation, people are like, the wrestler, or in this case, wrestlers coming, debuting, new packaging, whatever the case may be. Well, what we're getting is nowhere near as exciting as any of that.
Well, let me take you really quick through my experience because I still dick around with the Twitter stuff here and there. They ran this vignette, and immediately the number one name that sprung to everybody's mind was Chris Jericho. They're like, he always liked doing the mystery vignette things.
Yeah.
And, you could see maybe a little bit of swag in this person's step. And maybe, when they bring him back, and it's a win at this point, I kind of feel like they might roll with Judas as opposed to break the walls down. Maybe play up the rock star thing. I don't know. It's Jericho. He likes to mix it up. But then a lot of people are pointing out, this kind of looks like Gunther. But then other people are like, this guy's got socks. Gunther doesn't wear socks. And then the next day, and some people are also saying maybe Tony D. Tony D is going to debut.
That would actually make some measure of sense, yeah.
Or Santos Escobar, if he's getting like a big creative repackage, they're going to give him some vignettes. And then the next day, they did a second one, different shoes. And then today, they dropped, I think today was the third one, and it was more like cowboy boots, which led a lot of people to think it's Brock Lesnar, which leads us to what this probably is, Larson.
Yes. So WrestleVotes here says via Twitter that it's a WrestleMania 42 promo that is expected to be revealed in full sometime later today. PW Insider, and it says these vignettes include major names like Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns, who were recently at company headquarters filming material for this promo video for WrestleMania 42. So nothing is exciting. Someone's showing up for return, repackaging, or whatever. Just more promo material in case we didn't know the WrestleMania 42 was happening.
So that's going down in Vegas this time, isn't it?
Just like last year, yep.
Vegas and 42. What are they calling this? Like a WrestleMania double or nothing or some shit like that?
Something like that, yeah.
Like Triple H's a double, you got to double down. That's what
double
he said.
Down, that's what it was, double down.
You got to double down.
Yeah.
This is much ado about nothing. No Jericho, no Tony D, not even a repackaged Santos Escobar.
Nope.
The same damn jabronis we see every Monday and Friday night, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of those particular jabronis, this Saturday we will be doing our live watch along of whatever thing is going to happen.
Saturday night's main event.
The Saturday night's main event, November, which brings us to the new November Predictions Challenge. Larson, I will tell you this right now. J2X, our September Predictions champion, is going to be very happy because this morning I spent all morning. Inspiration hit. Sometimes it takes a little while. Inspiration hit, and I designed for J2X a shirt reminiscent of, and I'll wait till the Raw preview review tomorrow to show off the actual swag going to J2X and J2X's Hall of Champions picture. But the hat, the shirt, it's in the style of a Lollapalooza.
Oh, that's good.
Poster, you know? But it's kind of got a little bit of a zine quality to it. But I got the font that Lollapalooza usually uses for their logo. And I put Friendo Palooza.
There we go. That's
and
good.
It's got the match card for All Out and WrestlePalooza. And then he's got the hat. And then I'm in the middle doing the jersey. That'll be done by today.
Cool.
And then hopefully sometime between today and tomorrow, we'll be able to officially announce the October predictions champion. And by that time, I should have their swag ready to go as well. So that brings us to the November predictions challenge. We've got the very first day of November. It's on and cracking, and that is the Saturday night's main event. And then it's followed by Full Gear on the 22nd, and then all the way to the end of November on the 29th. So it's a complete month-long situation, 3 weekends of action in the predictions challenge for November. So if you want in on that, which will then, if you win that, get you entry to the, whatever we're calling it,
Tournament of Champions. I actually had an idea for an actual tournament.
Are you going to overcomplicate things?
No, this is pretty simple. You just have a tournament bracket, and then for the first, I don't know how many shows of 2026, if you get a higher score than your opponent, you advance in the tournament.
Okay.
So that way we can keep that going
it's an actual tournament.
Yeah, concurrently with the normal predictions challenge. Yeah.
Okay, I kind of like that. That's actually not a terrible idea, and you didn't overcomplicate it.
Yeah, so I just gotta figure out how many.
I tried, by the way. I was like, let me see how difficult this really is. I went and I was watching the Darby Allin Mox I Quit match, and I was like, did he just fucking say, "Do you quit?" I was like, this is impossible.
Yeah, that's tough. That's why I need to go and do it again.
I feel like you just stick to the fucking. Can you hear him clear as day say, "Darby, do you give up?"
Yeah, if he goes up to him and does hand motions, I don't consider that a thing.
There was like an early one where Darby just starts screaming "no," and I'm like, okay, well, I'm assuming that guy just asked, but I don't know what he fucking said.
Yeah, I remember that, and I included that as an ask.
You did, yeah. I don't know what he said
because he responded.
Yeah. I mean, you can make connections here and there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, whatever you decide on is who's going to win the predictions champion. So,
all right, I got to go through and look at all the winners for 2025 and see the number, and see if it's a number that makes it easy to do a tournament bracket traditional. Otherwise, you might have to have like, if you win more than once, you get a bye or something like that. We'll figure it out.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
No, it's not doing to I'm not saying that to benefit myself, but if it's a situation where there's not an even, I mean, if there's unique winners every month, there'll be 12. A bracket with 6 on each side doesn't exactly work.
Yeah.
You need 4 or 8.
All right.
So I'm just trying to find a way to make it work.
All right. Well, we can talk about it some more. Anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the SmackDown review. We have ourselves a new bad guy, and just about damn time they made Jade Cargill a bad guy.
You know what? I don't, to an extent, I don't disagree because Jade's really good as a heel, but babyface Tiffany is, I don't know.
Did you want this to be the other way around, Tiffany?
Yeah, I feel like Jade could be a huge money babyface for the company. I feel like what we're getting with babyface Tiffany is this is it. This is the ceiling, And it already feels like this character at this juncture, especially during the title reigns, kind of run out of steam. Whereas I feel like there's a lot more left untapped with a babyface Jade.
I don't know, man. Here's my thing. Understanding, I think, the limits of what WWE creative seemingly is capable of.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Jade will get over much quicker by just doing cool shit. And sometimes when you're a bad guy, like what we saw on SmackDown where she attacked Tiffany, it's like she comes out there, raises her hand. That's a babyface thing to do. That's a WWE babyface thing to do, by the way. And when she does that, it's like, okay, do something cool, because that's not cool. That's just sort of like, oh, look, I'm a loser, so I'm going to go out there and point at the person who beat me. But, And so she attacks her. Crowd goes crazy. They're like, oh, cool. She's doing cool shit. She has the attitude. She got the edge. And I feel like that's going to get her over. And you want Jade to be like a threat. And just for whatever reason, it didn't come off as all that genuine for her to be a good guy. She just kind of came off as whiny. And you don't want that. And
no, you absolutely don't want that. No,
I think you're right. I think there's more juice there for her to be a good guy. I just don't think it's before she wins the title. I think winning the title as a bad guy, and now apparently that Nia, and I think that might have been the creatively the issue, is like Nia Jax is already the bad guy. So she's out of that now. And so now you've got Jade Cargill as a bad guy. She'll be fine taking advantage of a good guy in a match situation. However they do that, if it's a cheating or just, opportunistic.
I saw on Instagram that WWE said that Tiffany's knee is hurt, but, in classic babyface fashion, she's not going to let that keep her out of the match of Saturday night's main event.
And in classic heel fashion, Jade Cargill will have no problem taking advantage of that situation. Yeah. And maybe she'll attack her even more before a match, and then Tiffany will be like, no, I want to do this. And then, she does it jaded onto her knee. I don't know how that works. Anyways, or she has like a new finish, doesn't she? Doesn't she have like some sort of,
she has was it a Eye of the Storm, isn't it? A Boss Man Slam?
Oh, the Boss Man Slam, yeah. Oh, well, that's not really.
That even less impact on knee than Jaded.
Whatever. In any event, she'll have no problem going after that and taking advantage of Jade Cargill, of Tiffany Stratton now. She's just such an imposing figure that I feel like that works in this dynamic right now. And you want to start getting some sympathy on Tiffany. The crowd's not going to boo Tiffany. Even if she was a bad guy, they're not going to boo her because she's got a catchphrase and the crowd loves her. And I feel like this is going to work to get Jade to that next level.
I'm not saying it won't work because Jade's great as a heel.
And she can say, cut the shit now.
Well, yeah, maybe. If they let her. And I wouldn't necessarily propose saying, oh, make Jade generic smiling babyface, because that's no good either. But, we talk all the time how just Tiffany isn't, like, this title reign hasn't been that impressive. Her character work is just kind of like stuck in neutral. There's nothing really added. It's
not that different than when she was a bad guy, though.
No,
she wasn't terribly interesting there either.
No, it was just like slightly more interesting as a bad guy, because bad guys get to do more fun stuff.
Yeah.
Just the nature of being heels.
And I'd much rather see Jade Cargill do fun stuff than whatever they were doing with her in the meantime. It's kind of the same with how long have we been advocating for Bianca Belair to be a bad guy? She's so much fun.
She is fun as a heel. Speaking of which, I feel like Jade turning heel means Bianca must be close to returning.
You're probably right about that, and that's going to be a good, that's going to be a good money feud right there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm all good with that. So what happened in that situation specifically was it all started with Julia backstage. Chelsea and Alba Fire walk up, and they're like, "Hey, we should merge brands, the Secret Hervis and whatever the Kiana James situation is." So Kiana walks up and says, I don't see a discount diva on my schedule, in which Chelsea Green had a great response to that. She's like, oh, she called me a diva. That's always great when you can take an insult and turn it into a compliment. Mm-hmm. She talks some trash, says, hey, come on, Julia, we need to get ready. And Julia says, arrivederci. Arrivederci, thank you. To Chelsea and Alba, and walks off. So that brings us to Tiffany Stratton versus Kiana James, because Kiana James, as she noted during that segment, she says, I've got a title match. And it's like, yeah, we'll see how long this thing goes.
Yeah, it didn't last very long either.
No, Tiffany got the win with the prettiest moonsault ever. And then Julia attacks Tiffany afterwards. She hits in
Arrivederci.
Thank you. As Jade's music hits. And then she makes her way down for the save. So it's like, Jade, what are you doing? You don't need to be saving anybody. But she also has kind of a heel look to her. So it's like, oh
yeah.
And she held up that arm, and I'm like, oh, when is it happening? It's got to happen. She's got to do this. And sure enough, she turns on Tiffany with a lariat. beats the shit out of her, stomps her knee against the steps. And then later on, we've got Jade backstage. Kathy's like, what's going on with that attack? And she says, you only face consequences when you make a mistake. The only one I made is thinking this world rewards patience. It rewards power. And I'm taking it, starting with that WWE Women's Championship. So she's just betting on herself, man. I see no bad guy here. I think Jade did nothing wrong.
I don't disagree.
Kind of over the whole Tiffy time thing anyway.
Yeah.
But I think the friendos out there knew that.
Opening the show was Cody. So before he comes out and does his obligatory show open promo, he's walking backstage, bumps into him, Jim Uso. And Jim thanks him for helping out Jacob Fatu. He says, I'm looking for Nick Aldis. I got to talk to him about Jacob. And Cody says, yeah, Aldis' office is over there. And he asks, everything all right between you and Jay? And Jimmy says, well, you saw what happened. And Cody says, I know. I got a brother in the game, too. He's going to do what he wants. You got to do the same sometimes. Jimmy's like, all right, appreciate you. And so he leaves to go find Aldis. Cody's music hits. He comes to the ring. Promo talk about he's got a match now against Drew McIntyre at Saturday night's main event. They're loading up this show. You got Punk, Jay, Cody, Drew, Tiffany, Jade, all title matches.
I'm looking at the calendar right now. I don't see an AEW show on the card. Why are they loading this up?
Maybe they're trying to get back on NBC proper as opposed to just on Peacock. I don't know.
They're trying to get on Peacock. They're like, oh, man, this Peacock's deal is going to run out at some point. We need to step our game up so we can get another one of those billion-dollar deals.
I know. So eventually, Drew interrupts and says, let's see here. You're going to cheer Cody and boo me with all the evidence that you've seen. You're going to cheer Cody. You're going to boo me. At this point, you're all complicit in his crimes. Actually, I don't think it's that. They were brainwashed by corporate Cody. No matter what you do, they keep cheering. You screw me at WrestlePalooza and bash me with a title, and they still cheer you. I've been screwed so many times. It's become about Drew McIntyre finishing the story. That's right, he's in the crowd when he does this. And I'll finish it next week at Saturday night's main event. So, again, Drew McIntyre not really changing as a character.
No. But I like him for this Saturday night's main event, Larson. To lose to Cody.
Yeah, I was going to say, you better not pick him. So Cody, again, loses patience. Says, obviously you want to fight. Let's get down here and get it done. But then Jimmy flies in, attacks Drew. And then security comes out to break it up. Jimmy hits a suicide dive on everybody, lays in some more shots until Cody calms him down. So later on, we're backstage. Drew is screaming at Nick Aldis. Jimmy runs in and attacks him again. And again, they get separated. So finally, Jimmy and Nick Aldis are backstage talking. Jimmy says, everybody knows Drew hurt Jacob, and after the week I had and dealing with all the BS, I'm going to take it to my own hands. And he says, I don't want a match, I want to fight. So Nick Aldis obliges and gives him a no DQ match, which was your main event.
That was your main event. Jimmy Uso is very quickly becoming the main event, the main character of WWE. He had a prominent feature on Raw, of course. Now he's main eventing SmackDown. So I like that they're building him up. I think that they could do some, obviously what they're doing right now with Jay is kind of, Jimmy is pivotal to that.
Yeah.
And I think there could be some really, really fun stuff in store for Jimmy Uso. We already got the build up Jay stuff. So let's give the same thing to Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, let's do the same for Jimmy. Didn't start here though, because he lost this match against Drew McIntyre. Drew wins with the Claymore. After he throws a chair at Jimmy when he's looking for a splash, and afterwards Drew pulls himself up, looks back over to Jimmy, grabs a chair, puts the chair around his neck, starts choking Jimmy out against the chair. Officials come out, and then Cody's music hits. He rushes down. They start brawling. Cody sends Drew over the timekeeper area and checks on Jimmy. So then Drew slides back in the ring and hits Cody with the Claymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Probably just do like a pull apart this Friday.
Yeah, or
maybe
a video package.
Video package.
Contract signing, perhaps.
Oh, could be.
No physicality.
They're doing, are they doing an actual contract signing tonight on Raw, or are they just doing a face-to-face?
For Punk and Jay?
Yeah, let's see here. They meet.
Oh, Summit.
Yeah, I wish they added one word and changed meat. CM Punk and Jey Uso cook meats ahead of World Heavy. That's what I would like to have happen. They're outside,
barbecue. Yeah,
nice barbecue going on, and they're
sounds
like,
delicious.
This smells good. We're gonna be cooking up a great match for you guys at Saturday Night's main event on Peacock.
There you go.
Know?
Yeah,
and they just commiserate over meat.
And it's all about plugging the match. They make all these meat references.
Punk's like, hey Jay, let me ask you something. Lately, you've been taking Roman Reigns' advice. Rap with me, man. What's going on with that? And then Jay just takes a jet. Out of some ribs.
Yeah.
He's all.
Yeah. I say, these are fall off the bone tender. Yeah.
He's
Rib
like,
goes in mouth, bone exits.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah.
Slurping the barbecue sauce off his fingers. That's the content we want.
So we really should be booking this stuff.
We really should be booking this. Jay and Punk cook meats.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
what a great segment.
Oh,
they're still doing this U.S. challenge, even though Ilya's champion now. Why is Sammy like fucking cool with losing the title?
This is both the stupidest. I was laughing anytime Ilya talks. I was cracking up.
Well, it was this him going, oh yeah,
he's too much. He's way too much. So you're right. Why is Sammy like, oh Ilya, I had this open challenge which I didn't even do correctly for like 3 weeks, and then. Now I pass it on to you, and Ilya's like, Sammy, the mere thought of an open challenge makes me erect in my penis. That's what it came off. I was why is this guy getting so horny right now? This is crazy.
Sammy's acting like being U.S. champion was a burden.
Yeah, I know.
So he seemed relieved. He's like, "Oh, thank gosh, Ilya, you beat me. I could stand being U.S. champion, doing these open challenges every week."
I tried to be really distracted by Solo, but like even that you couldn't get right. So I just sort of did the job for you. So backstage, Ilya and Sammy are talking about the open challenge last week, and Sammy's like, "Hey, man, I'm so glad you beat me last week, but this U.S. Open Challenge." It was bequeathed upon me by John Cena. It's like, no, you didn't. You just had this idea, and then you asked Cena if it was cool for you to do it 10 years after he did it.
Yeah.
So he says, it takes a special person who can take a target on their back and go out and perform and defend it week after week. And Ilya's like, ooh, Sammy, yes. So Ilya's music hits. He's got the open mic thing, and he gets on the mic, and within 2 sentences he's getting wutted, and he tries his damnedest, and he's able to quell it based off of his cadence like a lot of people does, but he goes like this. He says, I missed all of you guys. I really did. This year of recovery had a lot of highs and some extremely devastating lows. To be honest, at a lot of points I did not see the light at the end of the tunnel, but one thing you know about me, and I know myself, one thing has never existed for me is giving up. Especially when I got my neck tattoo. I was like, this is too much. Can you make it look really used so you don't go all in on the ink? It hurts, money. Because of the obsession I carry in my heart, I stand in front of you as your new United States champion. Where I come from, we like to say, if you do one thing, you do all things. Wait a second. If you do one thing, you do all things. What does that
seems
mean?
like you're just taking on a lot then.
I carry a full load.
This sounds like it's some solid motivation to do nothing.
Yeah, man, if I do one thing, I got to do everything? I just want to do no thing right now.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
He says, I won this from a great man, so it is my duty to continue the legacy of the Open Challenge. So, my dear friends and enemies, pain shall entertain you. Then brings out Aleister Black. What did you think of adding Zelina to his entrance?
So when you texted me about it, expectations were high.
Oh, yeah.
And then I saw, I'm like, all right.
I was taken aback. Like, the camera was very down low.
Yeah.
And, like, Zelina comes out, and it's kind of like a snakier version of what Scarlett and Cross would do.
Yeah.
You know, she would come out, she would sort of be the focal point of the camera while Aleister is doing his Nosferatu bullshit in the background.
Yeah.
But the camera was so low, and like, I don't know. I'm just really curious as to what this looked like when, the video footage of Triple H rehearsing this, like, okay, camera, get really low.
Yeah.
And it was, how should I say? It was just I was not expecting what we got.
I know, because that's what I started thinking of was Karrion, Cross, and Scarlett's entrance.
Yeah,
it's in a lot of ways reminiscent.
Yeah.
Not exactly
it's very
a one-to-one.
sexual.
Yeah.
And, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's very obviously very gothy as well.
Yeah.
So anyways, this fucking thing just existed to keep this Damian Priest, Aleister Black thing going.
Seemed like it was pretty much done with.
Even Zelina Vega couldn't keep Drew McIntyre. I'm sorry, I keep on saying Damian Priest out of this.
Yeah. It's a fun match, though, until Priest shows up.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So Damian comes out because Zelina trips up freaking Ilya as he's about to attempt a torpedo Moscow or something like that, and then Black is able to take advantage of that with a sneak attack. The ref starts laying into Zelina, says you're out of here, and before that Damian Priest music hits, so he comes down and he takes off his sunglasses and his eye is still all burnt up.
Yeah.
Because of the fireball from like a month ago. And then Black turns around, gets hit with a torpedo Moscow again as Dragunov keeps that title of his. Priest gets in the ring. He starts beating the shit out of Aleister. He goes to the announce desk, tosses Black to the floor, slams Aleister onto the table, starts punching him, grabs a couple chairs. Aleister tries to get away. Priest pulls him back, puts a chair underneath Black's head. And then he's going to go for a concerto, but Zelina leaps on his back and attacks his eye. And then him and Zelina get out of there.
Make their escape.
So later on, we're backstage. More Ilya. So Fraxium's chatting with him. They don't know what to do with themselves, but of course they've always had solo ambitions. So they're chatting him up. And he's like, the challenge is for everyone, including tag teams. And I'm like, wait a second. Hold on.
It could be a 2-on-1 match then.
It could be like a handicap match, really?
You're telling me that Motor City Machine Guns could be U.S. champion?
Motor City Machine Guns, new United States champion. Of course, Detroit, Motor City Machine Guns, that's where they're from.
Yeah.
Is in the United States, so it makes sense that Motor City Machine Guns could, in fact, become your new United States champion, and they'd be declared as Motor City Machine Guns U.S. champion.
That'd be great. Motor City Machine Guns U.S. champions have a nice ring to it.
I think it does. Let's just say it again. Motor City Machine Guns, your new United States champion.
Yeah, U.S. champion. Sounds great.
So anyways, DIY walks up. They're also in the tag team division along with Motor City Machine Guns. Makes fun of Fraxium. Says, you're scared of us. DIY walks off. Bumps into Tamatanga. He just does this. Does the throat slash thing, and he goes, yeah.
So they got a match later.
They do.
Actually, I think it happened before this, chronologically in terms of SmackDown, but later in terms of our notes. So anyways. We got a match set up for next week. Nia Jax going to take on Alexa Bliss. So Charlotte and Alexa are backstage. They're talking about Bayley's challenge to get those tag titles. Her and Lyra on Raw. And Flair and Bliss say they need to see what a real tag team looks like about Lyra and Bayley. So Nia walks up and goes, oh, isn't this so cute? Pretending to be besties. I'm waiting for one of you to stab the other in the back. And Flair says, that's called projection. I used to do that, but I learned to develop healthy relationships rooted in trust.
I swear that sounded like it was going to become a BetterHelp ad. That line right there. I was like, but I learned to develop healthy relationships.
Yeah. So Nia says, I did have a friend, but we know how that turned out. She glares towards Alexa.
Because she's talking about Alexa.
Yeah. And so Nia warns Charlotte about Bliss. And Alexa says, people can change, but if you want the old me, she's not far. And Nia says, that's a lot of talk. You're on. So they set up a match for next week.
Yep. So that match happens next week. Mello, well, kind of a, I guess, low-key babyface turn because this wasn't really like what this was a very like, hey, I'm a good guy now because I hear all of who? You people. In my basically having my back. So we got an interview with him backstage. And he's asked about the Miz Mello situation. He says, everybody wants to berate the Miz, but it goes without saying. Because he's like, hey, yeah, like, I attacked him, but it's because he attacked me first. Mm-hmm. He says, it goes without saying, the Miz is a future Hall of Famer and a 2-time Grand Slam, but he put his hands on me. And as a man, that's the point of no return. The old me wouldn't let it go, but the new me is going to let it slide. As far as I'm concerned, Miz, we're even, so leave me alone. I can get back on track. I feel... hear and need the support of you people. And I need to get back on track to being him. And then Kit Wilson comes up, does this whole speech about toxic masculinity, and then I'll see you next week. So Larson, here's the question: is Miz gonna cost Melo this match next week?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Because remember when we were like that period of time, like a year ago, when we were like, oh man, Melo's coming out again. I forget who it was, but it was a job guy.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh man, okay, great, easy win for Melo. He's gonna do this. And then whoever he was feuding with ended up screwing him over, and job guy got the win. And it was like, oh my god, this guy Melo is never gonna get a fucking win here.
Yeah, it's a distinct possibility. I don't want to see it, but distinct possibility.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I mean, ideally, Miz tries to cost him the match, but Melo still wins.
That's what needs to happen. This is it. This is the clean slate. Paul, you have the opportunity here to turn Melo into what your company needs future guys.
Yeah, Melo's one of those future guys.
He's the future guy. You need to build him now, man.
Yes. Have him taken an L to someone who's barely on TV, much less wrestles.
Koski, I know you watch this.
Listen, Koski. Say it to camera. Push
Koski.
for Melo. No matter how much ice Triple H chews while you pitch this,
Right.
Melo has to win.
Melo's got to win this, okay? You can't have the Kit Wilson guy win this. You know, he's a tag guy. You know who else is a tag guy? Motor City Machine Guns.
Apparently, Ray Phoenix and Nakamura are tagging now, or at least for a one-off, because they have a match against JC Mateo and Tama Tonga. So apparently Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa are no longer tag guys.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
So not surprisingly here, MFTs get the win because they're pushing them. Tama Tonga is using the Hidden Blade as his finisher.
Mm-hmm.
He's put on a good amount of muscle, too.
He has. Yes, he has.
He's pretty ripped up.
Yeah, he's pretty bulky.
So, does Phoenix take the loss here? Yeah, I think so, because Tonga chokeslams him on the apron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then afterwards, Solo mocks Nakamura.
I think, the MF, Solo and all, they got involved in all this shit. I think Tonga hit him with,
It's a chokeslam, yeah.
Chokeslam on the apron or some shit like that. So, I don't know how long this Nakamura thing is going to last with Ray Phoenix, but...
I mean, they lost, so probably not long.
Probably not
Wasn't just
long.
motivated because MFT beat him up when they're doing it's because they beat up Ray Phoenix doing the photo shoot in Nakamura after.
Oh, the photo shoot. That's right.
After he lost to Sammy.
That's right.
So they have motive to
So they're
beat up
backstage.
MFTs. Yeah.
He was like, damn, those guys, those MFTs. Oh, boy. He's like, oh, you too? I was trying to take some pictures out there. You want to just, team up and take them on? I don't really know how to tag match that much, though. And Phoenix is like, I've been a tag guy for a while. I can help you out.
Nakamura was tag champions with Boogs.
Brother, if you're gonna come at me with something, you gotta give me something better than that.
Well, I mean,
that's my prove my point. Is like I had a tag with this Boogs guy once. We did not know what we were doing, but somehow we became tag champs.
Did Nakamura win tag title to somebody else, or just him?
I'd be shocked if he didn't win him in New Japan, but still, that was a long time.
No, I mean in WWE, were him and
like the artist guys.
Yeah, Cesaro.
Probably. I'm just saying, it's for the sake of the goddamn comedy bit, man. I don't think of Nakamura as a tag specialist necessarily.
He and Cesaro were tag champs.
When was that? 10 years ago? Artist
apparently,
was a long time
were he and
ago.
Boogs tag champs, or they just compete for the tag championships and lost against the Usos when Boogs tore his quad?
Oh, I don't know.
Because here on Wikipedia it just says he's a one-time tag champ with Cesaro. I thought he and Boogs were tag champs, but I guess not.
I think they were definitely on the road to it.
Yeah.
I think they were on the road to it. All right, Larson, are you ready to saddle up for your Collision Cowboy review from Steve here?
I'm ready to take it easy for the next 10 minutes or so the floor is yours while I relax.
All right, here we go. Saddle up, Cowboys, because it's time for your Collision Cowboy Steve review. This is just a collision review from me. And it's not really a review. I'm just going to tell you guys what happened. So, yeah, Hangman Page opened up with a promo. He has a warning for the ops. He was like, you guys fought the Death Riders for so long, and now this was going to happen? Okay. And then he said, I'm going to hunt Samoa Joe and ruin his life. Which it's basically like just a live version of what he said in the trainer's room.
He said that before, yeah.
Yeah, but, Joe was on the show last week.
Yeah, why didn't he get him then?
I don't know. I hope he's going to do something this week, like on Wednesday. Anyways, then we had a little Pac promo. It was a nicely filmed thing. Said he's going to remind the world that the Death Riders still dominate AEW because he had a match against Tomohiro Ishii. Hard-hitting match. This was actually really good. It was basically just like who can dump who on his head more than the other one. It's like a bunch of like brain busters and whatnot.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can guess who won this match.
I would probably wager a good amount of money that the Bastard won this match.
And you would cash out, sir. Yes, you would. Running Lariat is what got the job done. I think he might actually be turning to like a clothesline of hell type situation for his finisher.
Given how much beef he's got now.
Pretty powerful.
Yeah, I would think so.
Pretty powerful. Mina Shirakawa took on Tekla. Guess who won this one?
Tekla.
You'd be absolutely correct about that. Of course, Julia Hart and Sky Blue helped out a little bit with some interference here and there. Basically, the ref was taking way too long checking on Tekla while Julia and Sky Blue got up on the apron. And then, Mina had to try to punch them off, and they both ducked and left. And then she turned around and walked into whatever the hell Mina threw at her. Spear and then a death trap submission to get the win there. There's a really awkward promo after this from a couple of the women's tag division people. So we had Ty Mello and Anna Jay talk about building up the tag division. They're in the thing, aren't they? They're like in the. They're going to get out in the bracket. I think they're against Tony and Mina. I think in the first round. I could be wrong about that. Anyways,
they're on the same side of the bracket for sure. I don't remember the first round matchup though.
And then they were interrupted by Miranda Elise, who I'd never heard of before, and Nixon Newell.
Oh,
yeah. So Tegan Knox made her debut on Collision here in this, but it was kind of like not the smoothest promo from all these people. It's kind of awkward. In any event, they're gonna have a match, I assume, on Collision next week. Because it doesn't seem like it'd be a Dynamite one. So yeah, they're all going to have a match. Then we had another MXM TV casting call where they did an open challenge thing. They said, anybody back there wants any piece of any combination of MXM and Johnny TV and then Taya. Yeah. Well, Taya ended up having a fight against CMLL Luchadora Olympia. Came out and actually beat Taya Valkyrie here. And I guess Olympia is going to fight Mercedes Moné for the CMLL women's title at some point.
There it is.
So this was just to
that makes sense. Yeah.
Hype that a little bit.
That makes sense.
And then we're going to get a number one contender bout on Dynamite. It was advertised. Bobby Lashley versus Ricochet versus Hook versus Samoa Joe.
Hook just came back. He's tagging with Eddie Kingston.
Well, no, he had a match tonight, though.
Oh, he had a match before.
I guess to
being in the situation where he'd be number one contender for the title. All right.
Right. And in order to get that number one, I guess to justify the number one contender match, his match was against Griff Garrison of the Frat House. No word if Griff would have won this, he would have taken the spot. You'd think logically that would make sense.
That would make sense.
We didn't have to deal with that. This is the first time I've really paid attention to Hook's new theme song as an entrance theme.
No.
It works great as a vignette theme.
Yeah.
But as an entrance theme, it just sounds like crooners. It's obviously very croon heavy, It's heavy emphasis on the voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, in this case, the music really fades to the background, so it just sounds like there's, a Goulet type going, la-di-da-di-da, New York, yeah. Just doing the entrance music. And you don't hear a lot of music in the background.
Yeah, that's true. I've noticed that, too. Yeah.
So it's just Hook walking out with some guy, la-di-da-di-da.
It's like Will Ferrell doing his Goulet thing.
That's exactly what it sounds like. Yeah. That's exactly what it sounds like. So, yeah, Hook beat Griff Garrison with the Red Rum. But Griff came out, of course, with the rest of the Frat House. Honestly, they can get rid of everybody in the Frat House except for Jack Jameson. Because this guy is full-on Frat House themed. Yeah. Nobody else really seems like they want to be a part of Frat House.
I understand why.
Yeah. But Jack Jameson is my new favorite job guy because, number one, he is jacked. His name he does live up to the name. Jameson as his other name is hilarious because frat houses love booze, obviously.
Yeah.
and he's got like frat house shorts on. Everybody else is like, I don't know if I should be doing this. This is probably not a great career move. But Jack Jameson's into it, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Also, we had Ace Austin. Him and he's with the Bang Bang Gang now.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah. And then they're feuding with the Learning Tree, or whatever they're calling Brian Keith and Big Bill now.
Mm-hmm.
And so to further that feud, they had Ace Austin versus Brian Keith.
That was probably a pretty good match.
It was a good match. Ace Austin's also kind of bulking up a little bit, so he's not like as quick as he was before, but he's still a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
Anyways, he got the win over Brian Keith here, and then he celebrated with the Bang Bang Gang after that. And then we had a Don Callis interview where he talked about the tension between Okada and Takeshita. And he said all families have inter-family turmoil. He says when you have a bunch of alpha males together, this is bound to happen. So this Wednesday on Dynamite, he is going to bring the peace with a good old-fashioned summit.
Oh, we get a summit. Yes.
We get a summit, Larson. We get a summit. There is a funny promo back in the parking lot. Sadly, this was not Spider Sisters, or whatever they're called, promo.
Sisters of Sin.
That one. It's not that one. They did have a promo. I forget when, but it was like a pre-film thing, and they were just in a really dark room. I was sad it was not the parking lot. They did do a parking lot one that was Dalton Castle and the Outrunners, and then they heard off camera Max Caster and Anthony Bones were off screen arguing. The entire time, it just looked like Max Caster was trying not to laugh. Seems like they're actually having a good thing. They're having a good time with this whole Acclaimed thing, or this wannabe reunion thing. And then like Castle's like, hey, you're ruining our promo right now. We got an interview going on right now. So Caster and Bones, they move off. And then Castle goes back to whoever's doing the interview. I think it was Alicia maybe. And he says, okay, let's go ahead and start this from the top. And she's like, we're live. And he just stares into the camera. And the Outrunners start doing their thing.
That's funny.
It was pretty. He did it really well. It was very, very good comedic timing there. Let's see here. Oh, that's when we had a Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata promo. They talked about
a lot of promos on Collision.
Yeah, there was. Because before that, they had the Olympia promo where she actually challenged Mercedes. Apparently, that match is going to happen on Collision next week. And then, so Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata had a promo, and then the Sisters of Sin had their promo in a dark room, not a parking lot. Which leads us to our main event. A big money match.
$400,000, memory serves.
On the line, Jet Speed and Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks and FTR. You would think the resume of the Young Bucks and FTR would get the job done here. In addition to Stokely hitting Kevin Knight, I think it was, with some powder to the eyes. That didn't get the job done.
Wow.
Because Jet Speed and Jurassic Express are now collectively worth $400,000 more.
$100,000 individually.
Assuming they're going to split it equal ways. The Young Bucks and FTR, not so much. Jack Perry did offer Matt Jackson like a dollar bill, though.
Yeah.
So, those guys got the win. And then it was announced also those four teams are now going to compete in a number one contender four-way match on Dynamite to determine who's going to challenge Brodito at Full Gear.
That would be a really good match.
We're going to get that on Dynamite. That should be a really good, maybe like a 30-minute long match.
Yeah, that'd be really good.
Yeah. So there is your Collision Cowboy. Steve here, the Collision Cowboy.
Guns
review.
up, Steve.
Guns up. Would you like to answer some questions?
Let's answer some questions. We got a great one here to kick off.
Awesome.
Ethan Granville says, you got to name a premium live event after a grunge album. What would the show be called and what would main event?
I listened to a little bit of this particular album over the weekend, Larson. Super Fuzz Big Muff.
Super Fuzz Big Muff by Mudhoney. Heck yeah.
That is a great name. That is a great name.
It is. It's two guitar pedals. It's the Super Fuzz.
I figured as much. I think I knew
Big
that.
Muff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name I had too.
Well, there you go. There you go.
What would main event? What would main event Super Fuzz Big Muff?
I mean, who would be? What kind of is this? A WWE or AEW deal?
It could be any. Could be an ACW show.
Well, Stephen Flo would have to main event against.
There you go. Yeah.
Rob Shit, maybe.
Yeah, that would work.
You know, I swear we've been exposed to so many like. Oh, did you hear? There's a new tag team in Action Coast Wrestling, the Snug Mafia.
That is a good name.
It's our dude, Magnum AD, and I want to make sure I get this name right. I want to say it's Jesus Cruz. Please tell me I got that name right. Action Coast. You know, these things just happen, and we don't even like sign off on it. Yeah, Jesus Cruz.
It's a great name.
All great names. Yeah, Snug Mafia. I want to make those guys some logo shirts.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Right?
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah, so there you go. Action Coast Wrestling. The next show that they've got going on is, I just saw an ad for it too. Let's see, back up here. And we've got, what is this? When is this? Golly, Sunday, November 2nd. In here
coming up.
Yeah. At the Colonial.
Oh, cool.
At 3 p.m.
A matinee.
Is that right? Wait a second. Is that Action Coast? It's a Fuck Cancer series. Matinee kickoff show. Oh, maybe that's just, I don't know if that's, I don't think that's us. But that is happening anyways, and it's a cancer thing, so that's good because fuck cancer, you know.
Yeah.
Here we go. Devil's Night, Saturday, November 1st.
All right.
Action Coast Wrestling. What a great poster. Who's doing our posters now? Did you do this poster?
I didn't do the poster.
This is a good one. Where is this?
Is that a show in Pacheco?
Pacheco. Yes, it is. Saturday, November 1st. The stars of Action Coast Wrestling will be in action.
In action, including maybe Snug Mafia.
Fucking better be.
The Scots here say, if you were a wrestler back in the territory days, which territory would you like to wrestle for?
Portland.
Like to wrestle for the wrestling office.
I don't think that was a real one, though.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, they were part of the NWA, though. Remember
They
they
were.
had they showed the big luncheon and
Yeah.
Vince Sr. was there.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Portland. I hear they have I hear they have really good strip clubs there.
Yeah, that's the reputation, yeah.
Yeah, so Pacific Northwest, you know, it'd be nice to be there. And then on top of that, you'd be doing the West Coast circuit, you know, do some big time. It's the only one that I know.
Yeah.
Maybe you can make your way to Hawaii.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, I forget what they called that one.
Territories, huh?
I mean, probably make the most money in Crockett.
Yeah, probably. Although AWA was pretty huge.
Oh, you want to go work for Vern?
Not really, but I guess that's if you got the West Coast, I'll take the Midwest, I guess.
Oh shit, man, we're not gonna do this shit together. Damn.
Guess not.
Bummer.
Chavon here asks, what are some of your favorite costumes as a child you wish you could pull off now as an adult? I honestly don't remember a single one of my Halloween costumes when I was a kid. I do not.
Dude. My mom used to make them for me
Yeah.
to mixed results. She made a killer Batman 89 one for me. That was a really good one. I had a lousy Ghostbusters one. It was just a jumpsuit and a vacuum cleaner strapped to my back. And I remember knocking on a door one that year. Somebody said, are you a vacuum cleaning man? Nah, bro, I'm a fucking Ghostbuster.
You should have taken the hose of the vacuum, put it in their candy bowl, and just taken it all. That's what you should have done. So, yes, I am. Would you like to see? Would you like to see an example of my work?
I wish that thing worked, but I wasn't plugged in.
Oh yeah. That makes it difficult. They
That
had
would
battery powered
amazing,
vacuums back in the late '80s, mid '80s.
Afraid not. I had a cool ninja outfit because one year I just wanted to be ninja.
Oh yeah, that's the one I do remember actually. Yeah,
Ninja was awesome.
everybody wanted to be
Everybody
a ninja.
at some point was a ninja.
Yeah.
There was one year I don't even know what my inspiration was for this, but I wanted to be a werewolf. And it was, God bless, she tried, I guess, but not terribly hard because I remember knocking on one door and somebody was like, "Oh, you're a bear." And I was like, "No, man."
Well, I mean,
I'm part man, part wolf.
yeah.
He thought I was like, the
Well, that's more of a
suspect in-
shapeshifter. You're a man who turns into wolf.
He was like, ah, that Timothy Treadwell better stay away from you. Lacey watched that movie that I watched. I walked in. I was like, oh God. I think it was the scene where he was listening to the audio.
Oh,
like,
no one should ever hear that
you
ever
need
again.
to burn this.
Yeah.
Nobody should ever. But this dude, man, come on. You can't be doing that stuff. Bears are fucked up. Lord Blake Whitehouse. I love that I reviewed Collision and I forgot that Halloween Havoc happened. Because Tatum Paxley won the NXT Women's title.
Saw that, yeah.
I had no idea until I read this question.
I saw that, yeah.
He says, how happy are you guys at that?
That's cool. Dark State beat the Hardys.
What? What?
Yeah.
Maybe I should have watched. Who's smoking crack back there? Why would the Hardys ever be jobbing to do it? Maybe Hardy's going to go to main roster.
Yeah.
Those
They
young,
teleport out of the ring because they're going right to the main roster.
up and coming talent, the Hardys. I mean, good for Dark State.
I guess.
Saquon needs to ditch those guys, though, man. He's so good, but the other guys are just, I can't do that. What else happened at Halloween Havoc? You looking up the
Ricky
results?
Saints retained the NXT title against Trick.
Did he do just a bunch of DDTs again?
I don't know. I didn't watch the match. We have a new North American champion. Blake Monroe defeated Zarya.
Oh, was Saul pretty sad about that one?
I would imagine. You're asking me these questions like I watched the show. I'm literally reading the results for you.
I know. That's why I'm asking you.
For heaven's sakes. Ethan Page defeated Dr. Wagner III, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr.
Is Ethan Page now the CMLL?
No, it was just for the North American title.
Lineal, then.
And then Javon Evans and Leon Slater opened the show against Mr. Iguana and La Parca.
So you got Javon Evans on your roster in WWE, and you have him tag teaming, opening the show with a TNA guy.
Yeah.
I love Leon Slater. Bring him to Maine.
Great.
I mean, I guess first you got to bring him to NXT because he's not.
Yeah.
Jeez. God, really?
I don't get it. Diehard Homer here asks, when Jericho returns, which three younger talent should he put over? LA Knight.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns.
And CM Punk.
CM Punk.
Revisit the CM Punk thing.
Yeah. Alex Foster asks, outside of an injury, what would be the worst way to end a Steve and Larson match? Steve versus Larson match.
Outside of an injury? I mean,
Just
an injury is
mutual
inevitable.
Exhaustion count?
Yeah.
Just
Gassed.
collapsed due to exhaustion.
Oh, my God. This match ended due to gassed.
3.5 minutes in.
Hey, I got some good news for you, Larson.
Do I get a blind power rank?
Get out your pen and paper. You get
Cool.
the blind power rank.
How many?
5.
All right.
You're going to power rank the CBGB legends.
Oh, this is a great one.
This is a great question from DKC Returns.
Great.
All right, here we go. Number 1, Blondie.
I just knew Blondie was number 1. I just knew it. Blondie's all right, but I don't know. There's never my favorite of, that scene. I'll put him at 3.
Blondie. Boy, Debbie Harry's something else, man. Number
Great.
3. Okay.
Yeah, 3.
All right. I get the feeling you'll be probably pretty happy with your next up, of course, the Ramones.
Ramones. I know. You can't put them at 1.
What's that?
I don't know. You can't put them at 1.
Okay, yeah. I think, you're probably right about that. I think you'll be okay with this.
I mean, I don't know who else is there, but.
Next up, Talking Heads. When the days go by. Are you a Talking Heads guy?
I've never really got that into them, but whenever I hear their stuff, I like it.
Dude, I'm the exact same way.
So this one's tough. Like what I've heard, I think I prefer to Blondie's output, but I don't know if I could put him at number 2 because I'm not that. I guess I have to put him at 4 just because I'm not as familiar as I should be.
There you go. All right, next up, your dude, my dude, Danzig, and of course the Misfits.
I only really know their one song.
Oh,
Where Eagles Dare. It's the only one I know, really.
oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Their first fucking. I love the Misfits, dude. They got some fucking killer tracks. Static, static, static. We're on. They're very anti-TV. These guys. Like half their songs are about like the corrosive nature of like cathode rays.
Yeah.
The blue light of television.
Just simply not because I don't like them. I'm just not familiar with the work. I'll put them at 5. I just got to get more.
That
into their
makes
stuff.
sense. Presentation, they're a 10 out of 10 though.
Yeah, the presentation's great. Yeah. Where
They're
Eagles Dare
terrific.
is a great song.
Yeah, no, it is. I ain't no goddamn son of a bitch. You gotta think about it, baby.
Yeah. All right. Who's the last one?
Lady Angel Fuck. Oh man, that's a great song. Little Angel Fuck, you gotta do it.
See, I don't know that one. I don't know that one. All right. What's the last one?
The Cramps. That's a band I really don't know much about.
Yeah, I would have put them at 5.
Okay, all right.
I really like the Cramps.
Oh, really? Okay,
No,
all right.
It's just like sped up kind of rockabilly stuff.
So where did you put the Misfits?
That,
You put.
I put Misfits at 5. I guess in hindsight, I would put Talking Heads at 2, Misfits at 4, and Cramps at 5.
So where did the Cramps end up?
At 2.
Oh, miffed it. I think you miffed it.
Yeah, they didn't do good on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, some good bands though. Some good bands. Boy, I like
You
the
got
Misfits.
you got a blind power rank. I might throw you a curveball from the names names listed here, depending on how it's going, because this is kind of easy.
Okay.
Blind power. This is from Josh M. Blind power rank these NXT alumni.
Okay.
You get 5 of them. You ready?
I'm ready.
Kevin Owens.
Fuck, dude. I don't give a damn who else is on this list. I'm going number 1, Kevin Owens.
Can't go wrong with KO at number 1. Next name here, Sami Zayn.
You know what? Sammy Hogan, okay with losing to Ilya. Nana, number 5.
5 for Sammy. All right. Next up, Seth Rollins.
Oh, he's a visionary, revolutionary. This guy, responsible for probably my biggest mark-out moment ever in wrestling.
Yeah.
Solid number 2.
I'm just going to change the order here a little bit. Nakamura is next.
So, when you say NXT alumni, I'm wondering
Based on their
if that,
time in NXT or post NXT?
I feel like it means what have they done since then? So I'm gonna put Nakamura. I mean, I know. I love Nakamura. He did win the Rumble one year. Tag team specialist.
Yeah.
Put him at number 4.
Number 4. All right. Last name here. Yeah.
Oh, well, I miffed it.
You miffed it.
I
Finn's
miffed
not
it.
number 1. Finn's
How
not
is
1.
Finn not number 1? I biffed.
1,000%. You
Dang
biffed
it.
that worse than I did the CBGB's one.
How did you change the order? Did you put?
I just
Finn?
switched Finn and Nakamura.
Yeah, man.
Finn Garner says, if you did an NBA podcast, do you think it would eventually dull your interest and excitement in, I assume, the NBA?
No.
No, I think it would get me at least in the short and intermediate term far more interested.
Dude. We're far too established to fuck with our revenue that much. My biggest hurdle to doing an NBA podcast in the short term is simply number 1, I would never want to do like an analytical one. I'd very much want to take the same approach we do with going in Raw to the
goof on
NBA.
stuff. Yeah.
Look for the entertainment value.
Yeah.
Because there's a ton. But like I was watching, Byron Scott has a podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget, there was a clip, and I forget who was that he had on there. Jason, was it Jason Terry? Was he ever a coach? I don't know. Anyways.
I don't remember.
Maybe it wasn't him. I don't know. And they were talking about it was a clip, and they were talking about the triangle and how GMs will be like, don't bring your triangle bullshit to here when they're doing interviews.
Yeah.
But
No
they
one
were
likes the triangle anymore. Triangle doesn't work.
Nobody
anymore.
likes a triangle anymore.
No.
But they were talking about, Byron was talking about like just how great it is and how if you know it, you can use it against anything.
Mm-hmm.
But knowing it is the problem.
Yeah.
And they started talking very specifics about, like, if they run this, then we could do this, then we could do this.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating, but I'm too damn old to learn the language. I really am.
Well, I mean, that's also, you hear players like when LeBron and JJ Redick had that show.
Oh my God.
Bit.
I love listening to them, but I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
I don't know the basketball to such specificity, nor have the experience to be able to say this, and this without coming off like, a poser.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I'm barely getting the wrestling lingo down.
Yeah, I know.
That being said, I think, like, for, just talking about Wemby, for example.
Oh, it'd be fun.
Wemby would be feeding families right now if we did a podcast, So there's a lot in the NBA. There's just, I am so not up to date, and I'm trying to sort of resolve that a bit this year. Like, I'm keeping a much closer eye on everything this year.
Same. I'm trying to.
Because, I don't know, maybe one day we will. Maybe one day, because boy, it's so much fun, the NBA. But then you get that giant off season. It's like, fuck, what do you do during the off season,
Yeah. Well, same with any sport.
I mean, that's true. I mean, NBA is the only one that I would do. But no, I think it would enhance my enjoyment of the NBA. I really do.
Yeah, I think so too. Nate Cruz says, do you guys have any memorable teasers over the years that got you excited for someone's debut or return?
Oh, dude, yeah, the Bray Wyatt stuff. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
The QR code. That was great. Amazing. Blinging with Kimberly says, wow, the hate for Jey Uso. Man's been here for 15 years. He's earned his opportunities. And she's not talking about us. She's talking about the general hatred for Jey Uso.
Yeah, I think people see what he does and thinks that the yeet stuff is simply just a crowd participation thing. There's more to it, given his journey, given all he went through during the Bloodline stuff.
Yeah.
The yeet is like an affirmation of Jey Uso.
Yeah.
Of who he is at this point.
Yeah. The biggest complaints I've heard is definitely that, and then they also add on, and he's also dog shit in the ring. Which, dude, you know what, man? I'm not going to criticize anybody for expressing discontent about a wrestler that they're not interested in seeing, being pushed heavily. I personally think, from a character perspective, he's actually he is one of the best written characters that we've seen, if you take the long approach, which I think is what you should be doing in wrestling.
Absolutely.
The yeet situation is a phase that he's gone through, which has naturally led to where he's at now. And I think it's interesting stuff, but I understand, I think it's driven by some segment of the fan base who just hasn't been there for all the stuff. And there's some people who are just like, hey, whatever reason they have. But I don't share that hate. I really don't.
No, I don't either. Jacob Underwood says, if we were heading up creative, who we have as our top male champions after Survivor Series? 2 top champions on SmackDown, or top champion on SmackDown, top champ on Raw.
Oh, dude, it'd be Drew McIntyre and CM Punk.
It would be Drew and LA Knight.
Oh, dude, damn it. I'm going to get so much heat. I love the idea of finally being able to say the 2 guys who killed themselves in 2024 delivered Feud of the Year, closed 2025 as champions. That should be a thing, I don't think Drew's going to win on Saturday largely because it's Peacock, Saturday night's main event, and I don't know, maybe Jimmy will cost him. I don't know. But Drew should be closing the year as champion. He really should be.
Yeah.
He really should be. Dave Matuszek with Vince Russo returning to wrestling booking.
What?
He's become an investor and apparently, I think, some sort of booker. At least he said so. I don't know if he's trolling that, but he said he's investing in Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
Oh.
I think it's the JCW. Isn't there a different JCW, or is that JCW commonly known as Juggalo Championship Wrestling?
That's when I see that, I think Juggalo, yeah.
He says, do you think that the guy coming back to a major promotion is an improbability? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not happening. Time More here says, which classic movie monster would make the best pro wrestler in kayfabe?
Yeah, it is Juggalo Championship Wrestling. They've
So
got such great presentation, by the way.
let's think of the classic, like, Universal monsters. You got Wolfman. Immediately, I think Wolfman's probably pretty high up on the list.
I love that you said that because I got the same question over at WrestleJuice, and Wolfman's my champion.
Yeah, Wolfman would be my pick. Yeah. Like Frankenstein, yeah, strong, kind of lumbering, though.
I like Frankenstein. What do you do with Frankenstein? He's a baby face.
Yeah.
You know, he's a baby face, but he's also a monster. How do you book that? I don't like that.
You sound like Triple H.
How do you effectively book a sympathetic monster? It's not easy.
No, it's not easy. Nick Nixon says, apart from wrestling and American football, are there any sports you guys follow regularly? Well, basketball, NBA. I'm trying to keep up on the World Series. I don't really follow baseball that much anymore, but I try to watch the World Series every year, at least the majority of it.
Yeah. Let's see here. We have. Which would you rather? Okay, so I'll give you the choice here for one last blind rank.
All right.
You can either choose finishing moves or WWE themed Halloween costumes.
Let's do finishing moves.
Okay, we'll do finishing moves.
5?
6.
All right.
Number 1, sweet chin music.
I mean, Shawn Michaels is one of my favorite wrestlers. I love the move. It's kind of overdone now to a certain point. I can't put it number 1 given today's like finishing move standards, so I'll put it at 2.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Next up, the People's Elbow.
Oh, gosh. You know, as like a fun signature move, it's fine. As a finisher, it's pretty terrible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm going to put that one at 5.
Okay. All right. 5 or 6?
5.
Okay. All right.
I'm leaving 6 available.
6. Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, 619. Booyaka.
It's a fun one. I'll put that one at 4.
He doesn't really use it much as an actual
No,
finisher.
it's a setup now.
It's a setup for the splash.
Yeah.
Next up. Do you have a number 1 yet?
No.
Might be this one. The One-Winged Angel.
Only one person's ever kicked out of it.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
who kicked out of it?
Kota Ibushi.
Didn't somebody else?
Or I should say, when Kenny delivers it, only one person has ever kicked out of it. I know what Laredo Kid kicked out at 3.15 at the second rope one.
Yes. That's what I was thinking of. I was like, wait, one of those dudes. Because then like Bobby Fish also kicked out of the GTS.
Yeah. So yeah, One Winged Angel's number 1.
It's number 1. What do you have left?
3 and 6.
Okay, next up, the Batista Bomb.
Oh, that's 3.
That's 3. Love Dave Batista.
Watch it be
Sit out
package
power
pile driver.
Larson, I think you nailed this power blind rank because this next one is simply Santino's Cobra.
Number 6.
Look at that. You're going to go out a winner today, Larson. Any more questions? You want to end on a high note?
Do you want to do one more blind power ranking? We got one here.
Yeah, might as well. Let's do one more for Steve.
All right, blind power ranking these sandwiches.
Oh, no. How many are
There's
there?
6.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Number 1, peanut butter and jelly.
Oh, brother.
Reliable. It's a good go-to. When you're in the mood for it, very few things are better.
You know, man, Frito scoops, peanut butter and jelly, and the coldest milk you could find. I'm going to put that at number 2 because there are few things more satisfying than that.
Well, maybe this next one might be more satisfying, and that's a good, not that I eat them, grilled cheese. It's versatile. You can use a variety of different cheeses. You can put some meat in there sometimes if you want to. You're making them with ham? Put some ham in there?
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm betting that there is my all-time favorite sandwich on this list. I'm going to put grilled cheese at number 3.
All right.
Because I feel like there's a number 1 out there waiting for me.
Next one, ham and cheese sandwich. I assume cold ham and cheese. Got your lettuce, tomato. Maybe a nice mustard on there.
On the other hand, you're in a rush because the cops are on you because your segment just aired on Unsolved Mysteries.
You got 2 slabs of white bread, a slice of cheese, and a slice of ham with no condiments on it. Yes.
It could go either way. Ham and cheese, you're at number 5.
5. Interesting. All right, number 4 here is a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, baby. Ooh. How do I... Oh, man. My mouth is watering thinking about it. It's not quite what I was hoping for, but I'm putting that at number 1.
So you have 3 and 6 available. Is that correct? 4 and 6.
4 and 6 are available.
4 and 6. All right. What were you hoping for your favorite sandwich?
Well, I'm going to listen to these next 2 and see.
Oh, you're hoping for the chicken sandwich, aren't you? Next up, tuna sandwich. Some good protein there.
I'm not
good
against
protein source.
I'm not against a tuna sandwich. Like if you had said tuna melt, I'd put that at 4.
Yeah.
But just tuna sandwich, I'm fine putting that at 6.
All right.
I don't
So
need
that's
that.
a 6.
I don't need that in my life. So
All
what
right,
am I
last
stuck
one.
with at 4?
A knuckle sandwich. Ha ha.
You know what? Sometimes you got to wake a fool up and deliver a knuckle sandwich. And if I got to eat one, hey, maybe I need a wake-up call, Larson. I'm fine with that at
you
number
need a
4.
reality check.
Hey, I was holding out for a French dip. Oh,
yeah,
loaded
you love
French
your
dip.
dips. You love your French dips.
Dunk it in that au jus
Or
sauce.
you love yourself a BLT too.
I love a BLT, but I think I nailed it with the Philly cheese at number 1.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with the
I love
cheesesteak
that
number 1.
I love that knuckle swerve at the last one there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyways, that's going to do it for the show today. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Tomorrow we'll be back live for our Raw review at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. So join us for that. Hit that subscribe button, the thumbs up. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.